Yo, what's up everybody? Kevin here. Welcome to the last Snowboard live chat of the decade here on Snowboard Pro Camp. Merry Christmas to everyone out there. Happy New Year's. And yeah, hope everyone's just having a great holiday, whatever the holiday is that you're celebrating. And yeah, I'm here in Whistler. It's a cold winter's day here in Whistler, BC, Canada. And I thought it'd be a great time to come on, talk to you guys, answer any snowboard questions you have, but also to just talk about the last year of snowboarding, the last decade of snowboarding, talk to you guys about some of my favorite snowboards over the last year or maybe the last decade. And if you guys have any stories to share as well, it'd be awesome to hear some stories from you guys. But gonna be on here for the next hour or so. And yeah, yesterday had Christmas Day. My mom and sister came up from Vancouver. I had Christmas with TJ, with Andreas, with Chris and Chris's family, and here in Whistler, and it was a really great time. So I hope you guys are all having a great holidays. I hope you guys had a great Christmas yesterday. And yeah, we're just gonna be on here for the next hour with you guys or so to answer as many questions as possible. And yeah, just to share those snowboard stories from the last year or last 10 years. I'm actually putting together, like right now, my top 10 moments from 2019. So this is like a cool time of year. It's kind of like a fun, nostalgic time of year to look back over the last year and just see what, and it's also very nostalgic to look back over the last decade to see all the changes that have happened with snowboarding, with the years, with riding with friends, all the fun adventures and stories. So we're gonna get into all of that in the next hour or so. And yeah, stoked that everyone's tuned in. Let's see who's on here. We got Matt on here. We got L Stacker. What's up, man? We've got Send It Gaming. Says can't wait for the 2020 season. Yeah, 2020 is coming up in a few days. We got Catman Snow. Says he's got a cold. Hope you feel better soon, man. Jonathan's on here. Thanks for checking out the vids. And yeah, Chuck Van is on here as well. Nicholas Monroe. Awesome, guys. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I know a lot of you guys, you get on here early. We got Reggie, Red's Cap on here. What's up, Reggie, man? Merry Christmas. All right. Let's see who's got the first question. We got R Star on here. Also, guys, yeah, let us know where you're watching from. It's amazing to see where all the snowboarders here on Snowboard Pro Camp are watching from. Piper wants to know, what is your favorite powder board? Yeah, this guy right here, the LibTech Work. Yeah, my favorite powder board. It floats well in powder. Very lively board too. Quick to turn, stable. So it's definitely one of my favorite powder board at the moment for sure. We got Chuck Van watching from Australia. Saucy with a beginner question says, I'm going to snowboard in 2 days for the first time ever. What do I have to expect? I would just expect that there's a lot of learning to do in the first couple of days, but pace yourself, check out some of the beginner videos here on the channel, and yeah, just go at your own pace and find an easy place to start, some place really mellow. Hopefully you have a friend, or maybe, you know, a lesson's not a bad idea too, but a friend could help you through those first stages as well. But learning to slide on the heels, slide on the toes, walk around with one foot in, link together your first couple turns. But yeah, the first couple of days are just getting the basics down. So learn all those basics. And then after, you know, your second or third time snowboarding, that's when you can kind of really start to explore the whole mountain. So yeah, just take your time, have fun on those first few days. We got Osvaldo watching from Colorado Springs. What's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. Adam Searles, what's up? Merry Christmas, everyone. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Adam. It was awesome riding with you the other week. I hope you had a great time in Whistler, man. We got Gavin on here watching from Government Camp, Oregon. Awesome. All right. Ricardo says that he was shredding at Stevens Pass yesterday. Very cool. Yeah, I need to get down to Washington State for some snowboarding. All right, guys, just gonna get caught up on the questions a little bit here. We got Cody Kimber with the first super chat from Australia. Awesome, Cody, thanks for the support. It says, are you going to be coming back to Australia? Yeah, definitely. So I think the plan that we've done the last few years is to go to New Zealand for a few weeks and then come over to Australia. And that's been working out really well. So I think we'll probably be back in Australia like next September time. And also squeezing in probably do Chile as well again in August. So August, Chile, September, New Zealand, and then sometime in September, maybe early October, Australia. So that's the plan. Scott says, loves the videos. Back in Whistler in a couple weeks. Awesome, man. Yeah, hope the snow comes for when you're back. Yeah, lots of people tuning in from all over the place. Thanks, guys. Yeah, we got Sophie from Colorado, Snowboard friends from Norway, Lewis from Melbourne, Australia, Shred 1904 from England, Mitch watching from Connecticut, and Merrick watching from Switzerland, Matthew from Tempe, Arizona, Alex from Blue Mountain, PA, is that Pennsylvania? And Jonathan's watching from Southern California. Eric Greats from the UK. Awesome, guys. So stoked to talk to you guys. Yeah, and it's pretty cool. I've been doing these live chats here for, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think this is going into the 3rd year of live chats, and it's been such a huge thing for me on the channel is being able to connect with you guys, to talk, to answer the questions directly. So that's something when I look back over the past year, it's really cool to think back to all the live chats we've done, all the talks, all the questions. And so, yeah, I really appreciate everyone coming on here to hang out and chat about snowboarding. So it's been a cool, very cool thing for me with the channel is connecting with you guys through these live chats. And I think it's also just helped me to improve the types of videos I've wanted to make because I'm getting lots of feedback from you guys on what you guys want to see. So it's been very cool. Snowboard Life 14 says, Merry Christmas, watching from Ohio. How is Whistler? Whistler's good. So yeah, looking at my window there's lots of snow in the trees. It's very cold outside, so keeping all the snow frozen and nothing's really melting. We definitely need some more snow here in Whistler, but we've got a decent start. We've kind of got a conservative start. So hopefully we got more snow coming our way, but I've already had some good powder days, had some good park days. And yeah, it's been a really fun early start to the season here in Whistler. Hunter says he's watching from Indianapolis, Indiana. Amazing, man. And all right, so Carhartt FKA with the question, anyone have any thoughts on the Capita Spring Break Slush Slasher? Thinking of picking one up, but I've never ridden a flat profile board or a Capita board. Yeah, I think to me the Slush Slasher is like a good sort of like basic powder board. So if you're looking for a board for riding the powder that's pretty just basic, low entry point, can float in powder, but is not going to be like crazy performance. I think the Slush Slasher is a good one. It's kind of like that good intro to powder type snowboard. But yeah, great question, man. All right. We got 171 people on the chat, 44 likes. Amazing, guys. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Haley Bamford with a super chat from here in Canada says, finally going boarding at Mount Washington for New Year's Eve. Oh, very cool. Yeah, Mount Washington on Vancouver Island, really cool spot. I've never been there, but I've heard some great things. I met some people recently from Vancouver Island who go to Mount Washington, and they say it's like a nice, small, like really fun mountain. So hope you have a great time. All right. And Cordell BW says, I just bought a War Pig 2020 in 154. I'm 6 foot, 175 pounds. Will this be too big? Please reply. I need help. No, it will definitely not be too big. That's like a good size because the War Pig is a little bit wider. So if you have, with wider boards, you can actually ride them shorter. So 154 at 175 pounds, that's a good size for you. If anything, it's definitely not too big whatsoever. Yeah, I would say it's on the borderline of good or just even a little small, which is okay. So I think you got a good size. We got Titus watching from Germany. El Stacker saying hello to everyone. And Kristen wants to know, what is your favorite jacket? I think my favorite jacket styles the last few years have definitely been by Volcom. And for me, I like the style, but I mostly like the fit. The way that the jackets are tailored and cut, I just feel is a really good design, comfortable style. And yeah, this year I got 2 jackets. I got a Park jacket, the Volcom Brighton pullover, which is a really comfortable, stretchy jacket. And I also got the Volcom Gooch Gore-Tex jacket. And the thing I love about it is the feel and the cut, but also it has stretch Gore-Tex. So I think like stretchable materials for snowboarding is really good. So I would say when you're looking for snowboard jackets, the way they look is important, but I think the most important thing is the feel and that it has like some stretch so that when you're moving, when you're doing tricks, if you're riding through powder, you can like very easily move in your outerwear. So I feel like that's the number one thing. And for me, Volcom has just felt the best. So those have been my favorite jackets. But yeah, I like that. I like those questions. If you guys have any questions about in terms of the last year or the last decade, anything that stands out, like any top, because right at the moment I'm making my top 10 sort of like moments of the last season, and it's been pretty cool. One thing that stands out for me is last spring. It was the last day that Whistler was open, and there was a massive like pond that had melted, and that was one of the best days for me because it was like a surprise kind of day. It was unexpected, and we got to ride with the like young riders here in Whistler, Gabe and Marissa. TJ was there, and we were all just like skimming across that pond, and everyone was in such a good mood. So of the last year, that was definitely one of my favorite days of snowboarding. I feel like it's those days that is like almost like it surprises you. You don't have any expectations, and then something comes around that is really cool. So that was one of my favorite days from the last year. Shout out to Gabe and Marissa and TJ who were all up on that day. It was, yeah, really good time. And we got Dan watching from Austria. Says mountains are huge. Yeah, definitely, man, out there in Austria. And Reggie says, Kevin, very nice new place. Awesome. Thanks, man. So where I usually film my live chats has been taken over by my mom and sister as their place to sleep while they're visiting for the holidays. So I've moved the live chat out into the living room. And Cody Kimber with the super chat says, do you like thread bow or Perisher more? I've definitely spent more time at Perisher, so I would say Perisher. I know thread bow is good as well, but the park at Perisher is one of my favorites, so I would have to go with Perisher. Good question, and thanks for the support with the super chat. Sade says, favorite country you've gone to? Wow, that's really tough. That's a tough one. I would just say off the top of my head, one of my favorite countries of the last year has been New Zealand. I actually went to New Zealand twice, stayed in Wanaka, and like the people, the food, the mountains, everything about New Zealand is really cool. So I'll just, I wouldn't say that that's my like favorite country in the world, but of the last year, something that stands out is one of my favorites is definitely New Zealand. So shout out to New Zealand, and yeah, it was a really good time. All right, guys, so we have a guest coming to hang out with us. We got Tim from here in Whistler, one of the riders who he was actually in New Zealand as well. So Tim's gonna hang out with us. Come on in, man.
Yep.
Dude,
Guys.
How was the day? What were you up to today?
I was pretty chill. I was gonna go ride, but then I was too full from our Christmas dinner last night.
Oh,
So
nice.
just sort of like just stayed in bed and just got a rest day in.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So Tim, let's start off with this. What from the last year, one of your favorite snowboard moments or favorite days, or just something that stands out for you for the last year in snowboarding?
Yeah, I mean, the last year has been pretty special. I did the whole season in Whistler, got to travel a bunch, rode for a bit in the States. I guess the thing that stands out is I got to ride on my birthday for the first time.
Oh, sick.
My birthday's in the middle of September, and so normally, like, here in the Northern Hemisphere, we don't get any snow.
Yeah.
But I did that trip to Cardrona with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
For the first time in the Southern Hemisphere, and that was a real highlight, yeah.
Nice, man. Oh, sick. Yeah, so we, in New Zealand, I had a question about favorite country and was saying that New Zealand is like, definitely stands out as one of the favorite spots. It's just like the whole vibe of like Wanaka and Cardrona, that whole place is so cool. What, does anything stand out for you about New Zealand or just the snowboarding there?
I mean, like the Cardrona Park is just amazing. I mean, like, it's a fairly small hill, Cardrona.
Yeah.
But they really make the most of it. I mean, like, shout out to the park crew over there. They have, they've so many features. The flow through the park is just so good.
Yeah.
It's great for progression too. You've got like small, medium, like large, extra large jumps, and like even from the small to the medium to the large line, like everything's set up so nice. Like
it is.
It's just so rideable. It's great.
Put together really well. All right. So if you guys have any questions for Tim, definitely hit up Tim as well. And last night we had like a Christmas dinner over with Chris and his family and TJ and Andreas, and it was super fun.
That was super fun.
But I think today was like a good day to take off of riding just because we were
we're all so full, like
just so full,
staggering out of there with like full bellies.
Yeah.
It was so nice.
Awesome, man. So all right, so Engen with the super chat says rocking the black beanie. Thanks again. Awesome, Engen. Yeah, so Engen actually won a beanie, I think, like a month ago on a live chat. So
nice.
glad you got it. Sometimes it takes a little bit to ship those beanies over to Europe, but stoked that it arrived, man. All right, so Shant with the super chat, thanks for the support, says, hey Kev, watching from SoCal, always appreciate the videos. Hope this isn't too personal or of a question, but are you still able to sustain a living off of YouTube? I heard about the AdSense apocalypse. Nice, dude. For me, like the content is so like, PG. Like I feel like the people that got hit by the AdSense apocalypse are maybe more like making risque videos or maybe some political videos or things like that. So for me on YouTube, like the biggest thing that, it's like just making the videos, people watching, the commercials that pop up help fund the production of the videos. Doing stuff like this with you guys, with the super chats, is something that funds the YouTube channel. And also there's links below all the videos to my gear, and if anyone buys does a purchase through those links, I get a small commission. So between those things, it keeps the YouTube channel going year round. So I'm the first few years it was kind of a struggle to kind of build it up. But then once it got to a certain point, it became a full-time job. So the whole YouTuber thing it's possible to pull off. You just got to work hard and do what you love, and I think it'll work out. All right, let's. Brendan Soto with the super chat as well. Will you ever review some rear entry bindings? Possibly. Yeah, I don't think they sell like flow bindings here in Worcester. Have you seen flows for sale?
Flows and apart from flow, like I can't think of that many rear entry bindings that are still around these days.
Have you ever ridden rear entry bindings?
Personally, no, I haven't.
No. Yeah. You know what? The rear entry bindings, they are cool, like for that convenience factor. The two, so when I used to teach snowboarding, the two issues I would see people have is trying to get their foot like in through that rear entry when there'd be like some snow kind of jammed in there. Which can happen from time to time. I feel like it's an easier issue to deal with just the traditional bindings. Yeah. But with the rear entry, it's almost like more places for the snow to get stuck to and kind of mess up getting your foot in there. And then the other problem is that you always have to be on your toe edge when you put your foot in. So if you find yourself taking out your boot, maybe like on a steep slope on your heels, you always have to roll onto your toes to get those feet in. And that can be kind of tricky. Like sometimes you find yourself in a situation where you don't want to be on your toes. You may be wanting to sit down and put your bindings in, but that can never happen with rear entry. So a few issues that pop up, and the fact that they don't sell them here in Whistler makes it hard to get our hands on some. All right. Yeah, great questions though, guys. And the Emperor's with the super chat as well. What is the best ice intermediate board with mag?
I'm guessing magnet traction?
Magnet traction, yeah. Tim, I guess, you haven't been on, have you been on a magnet traction board before?
No, I haven't, but I've ridden with you a bunch in like challenging conditions, and I'm so jealous of this guy when he's got the magnet traction on his board, because, he can just like slice through ice and all that hard stuff, and like the rest of us are struggling. So. Yeah,
we might have to get you on like a demo magnet traction to check one out this winter.
Curious to check it out, for sure, yeah.
I would say my best intermediate board with mag would be the Headspace. So this blue board over my shoulder, it's a pretty versatile board. I would say like from beginner through to advanced riders can all ride it, because it's fairly soft and it's camber dominant, but it's also got a little bit of rocker right in the center of the board. So it makes it to be a very versatile board. But I feel like a lot of the GNU LibTech boards with magnet traction, there's quite a few there that have intermediate style boards. Just depends on exactly what you're looking for, but I'm a huge believer in it. I love it for the ice. Especially actually when I first met you in New Zealand. Yeah. And it was fairly icy park at that time.
Surprisingly for spring, it was fairly icy.
And that really I was like really getting to test it in the park then, and it was fun. Spencer, what do you think about the 2020 Huck Knife? Yeah, it looks like a fun board, the Solomon Huck Knife. I had one years ago. It's got that camber, it's got some rocker, soft enough to press. So like a really fun freestyle park board for sure.
Good for hitting the slightly bigger jumps too. Like I've got a buddy of mine, Colin, who rides one, and he's sending it even in these early season, fairly firm conditions,
nice,
hucking fives and stuff off that bigger jump we've got there. So I've heard it's a good board.
Yeah, good. Good intermediate to advanced board. Yeah, good for those bigger jumps. All right, so we got drastic measures watching from downtown Detroit. Very cool. Riding a 2020 Burton Process 162. In the mountains of Detroit. Wow. Awesome. Yeah, shout out to Detroit, 8 Mile, M&M, all that good stuff. Ooh, here's a kind of question that Tim can get in on as well. What do you prefer for all mountain snowboarding, the Capita DOA or the Ride Twin Pig? What do you think of the Capita DOA? You've been a fan.
Okay, yeah. So so I ride Academy snowboards now, but I have to say that the Capita DOA is my favorite snowboard of all time. I think the last 5 years I have 4 of the last 5 DOAs. I just picked one up from the circle, the 2021.
Nice.
It's just an amazingly versatile board. It's got that hybrid camber. So I like camber dominant boards for the pop and for the stability on jumps. It's got that flat to rock a bit at the end, which helps so much in powder, and just for that bit of playfulness and forgiveness when you don't land a jump perfectly clean. So you can ride it in the park, you can carve with it, I rode it I lived in Japan for 4 years, so I was riding the DOA pretty often, even in
powder.
It's a great all-around board for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I think the Ride Twin Pig is also a good all-around board as well, but I feel like maybe the DOA is a bit more friendly for everyone, where the Ride Twin Pig may be a little bit more advanced focused. But it's kind of a personal preference, but the DOA I feel like is a bit more do-it-all. But both great boards. And El Stacker just saying Japow. Japow's coming up. All right, let's gonna skip ahead, guys, get caught up a little bit. Nicholas Monroe says, I really wish it would snow more in Ohio. And just keep saying that. Yeah. Awesome, man. Yeah, I hope you guys get some more snow. And Cody Kimbers with a super chat. Australian, thanks for the support. Do you know anyone who reviews girls' boards? We don't, but I think somebody should start doing that. I feel like there's a big market for women's snowboard reviews. Definitely hard for us to do it, or TJ, who does a lot of board reviews. But there's a market for it for sure.
There's not that many like girl YouTube snowboarders either, like this Janice, but she doesn't like do reviews, does she? I don't think so.
No, Janice, yeah, shout out to Janice Spiteri. She's making snowboard videos as well. But yeah, she did one review with TJ on Board Archive.
Yeah. Was that last season when you guys were in
this past
Mount Hood?
Yeah, this past summer in Mount Hood. Yeah, really fun. Mount Hood, High Cascade Snowboard Park. Snowboard camp. Really fun time. Eric Yates, what tips do you have for an icy day? Ice tips. I would say definitely, first of all, like tune down your riding a little bit. It's not worth it to fall on an icy day, and really try to like stay like on top of your board. Don't try to like get too far out over your edges, like with your body coming out over the snow. That's when your edge can kind of slip out. So staying stacked over your board. Do you have any tips like that for like ice? What are you thinking of when you're riding ice?
You nailed it. Like that's the biggest one. Like the moment it's like hard and icy, like I go like 80-85%. Like it's no use. Like you can ride at your best when it's super icy, and if you stack it, like you might break something. So yeah, just save it for another day.
Definitely. Like even recently we've had some park days where it was pretty icy, but just not trying to push it, not trying to try like new tricks when it's too icy out there.
Yeah, just have fun, but just ride within your own ability.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Nicholas Monroe, how to put you in timeout, man? There's too many. I know you want snow in Ohio, but you're like spam in the comments with pray for snow for Ohio. Alex Ho with the super chat, thanks for the support, says great vids. Tips for getting level 1 board cert. Oh, very cool. If you want to become an instructor, I would say like the biggest tip is maybe just to like progress your own riding, work on riding. I know a lot of resorts, they'll do like prep weekends or prep courses where you can kind of get ready. So that's like a good way to do it. But I would say like also maybe if you have any friends or like talk to somebody who's teaching snowboarding and just ask for some advice from them as well. Becoming an instructor is fun. It's a great way to like have a full-time or part-time job, and it's a good way to sort of learn to present information to people. So yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, so Gavin wants to know, are you going to High Cascade Snowboard Camp this year? Maybe. Yeah, we've been the last like 4 years in a row, I think. Have you ever been there? Have you been snowboarding in Oregon?
No, I haven't. No, I've been snowboarding in Washington.
Okay.
But not Oregon, no.
Cool. Yeah, High Cascade Camp is super fun. But yeah, well, I'll probably be back. I don't know yet, though. We'll just wait and see. All right. El Stacker saying Merry Christmas to everybody.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All right. And Handy Grabber says, I've been subbed to you since the start. Unfortunately, I don't snowboard it anymore. Is way too expensive. Oh, from the Netherlands, by the way. Well, thanks for being a sub. Sorry, it's way too expensive. Maybe check out some of like secondhand gear or that sucks. I guess from the Netherlands, it's kind of tough because if you want to go snowboarding, you got to go to like the Alps. That can be expensive. Maybe check out some resorts like I know like Eastern European resorts. There's some like more affordable ones out there in Poland and like some other different places.
Like Europe's fairly expensive. Like I've been to a couple of like small provincial resorts in France.
Oh yeah.
Which are like like lower elevation, smaller mountains, but still pretty fun. Like I actually learned how to snowboard in like a small, tiny local hill in France, which is reasonably cheap. But again, if you got to drive in the Netherlands, you have to take need a bit of time. So
the drive and everything. But yeah, I mean, you could. The train is an option too. Trains can take like a little bit longer, but that's kind of cool. Europe is like that whole train line is pretty crazy. And Cordell BW says, are you going to do a 500K subscriber special? Definitely. Thanks for reminding me about the 500K coming up. Yeah, I think we're about 40 44,000 subscribers away from 500K. And we might make it there this season. So if we do, we'll do something special. But yeah, if you guys can help me get to 500K, maybe tell your friends about the channel, get some more people subscribed, and if they tell 2 people and then they tell 2 people, it can spread. But yeah, I'm super stoked. Yeah, getting close to 500, and also getting close to 100 million views.
That's
so
gnarly.
Yeah, that's a pretty crazy milestone as well. I think we're about 3.5 million views away from 100 million.
That's not far away at all.
Yeah, it's super close. So some big milestones coming up. So it's exciting, and thank you guys for all being a part of it too. All right, tons of great questions. All right. Faust says, I'm traveling to Austria next month to start learning snowboarding. Any tips for staying fit to snowboard for 2 weeks? Definitely, yeah. I think if you can just be active, maybe doing some hikes. If you go to the gym, do some leg stuff, squats, some core, lunges, things like that. All that kind of stuff helps. Do you have anything that kind of prepares you for a upcoming snowboard trip or anything?
Yeah, so before this year, I would not ride in the summer, so I would have 5 or 6 months off riding. So what I do to prepare myself, before the start of the season, say a month or a month and a half before, I would alternate some cardio with leg days, just home, static exercises at home, just some stretching, just get your body going again. Or any board sport you can do, you could wakeboard, you could surf, you could skate, just anything to get just to get the legs moving again. That would be huge.
Yeah, definitely. And there's one other one, I forget what it was, but yeah, it's coming into it, and then when you do start, don't try to go too hard from the start. Almost ease your way. The first day, maybe go half a day the first one, and then each day build it up a little bit more, because just riding and being up there is gonna help you to progress. But you don't want to blow it all too early.
Yeah, stretching, lots and lots of stretching. Before and after.
And Reggie says, Kevin, until when is the season in Whistler open? Hope I can still use my Epic Pass by April. So the Whistler season usually goes until the 3rd week of May.
That's right.
So Reggie, you're good, man. Yeah, I think it's last year. Do you remember exactly? It was May
23rd or 28th.
Yeah,
either 28th, 23rd or 28th. Yeah. So
yeah, lands somewhere at the end of May. So you're good. You're good in April. Oh, well, Stacker's stoked to see you, Tim.
Hey, Stacker. What's up, man?
Drew Weisner with the super chat says, do you find yourself riding back foot less on the longer Orca? Definitely, you still do need to use the back foot a bit more, especially in heavier powder snow. But compared to a traditional, just twin board, or just even a traditional directional board, you're using your back foot a lot less. So still on the back foot a bit. I'm sure when we get out to some some much lighter powder snow, or out to Japan, it's going to be much more level. But you still got to use the back foot a little bit, but much less than you would with just a traditional directional board.
Longer Orca. Did you upsize yours this year?
Oh, the longer Orca, right?
You did, right? You got a longer board this year.
Yeah. So I did upsize it. I feel that part is. I'll have to get back to you on that one, because I haven't fully felt it out yet. I haven't had some really amazing powder yet to really
to get the really deep days.
Yeah, so far we've had some good snow, but it's been a bit heavy, so I'll get back to you. But the longer Orca definitely feels more stable. I got to say that. All right, tons of people on here. Cody Kimber with the super chat from Australia says, shout out to David Jones. Awesome. Yeah, we'll see him in a couple weeks. He's coming to Japan with us, and he's been blowing it up with those fingerboard videos. So yeah, big props to David. All right, it's gonna get caught up a little bit here, guys. Tons of great questions. Zach says, hey, from Australia, thanks for the beanies. They arrived perfectly in time for Christmas, and my friends love them. Awesome, man. Yeah, super stoked that they got you in time for Christmas. I know for us, we're just shipping them out of our house using the local post office. So it's not Amazon shipping times, but yeah, I'm stoked that they got out to you, Zach. That's awesome, man. And NGen with the super chat says, Tim, what's your most funny moment on the slopes?
Ooh.
Good one, NGen. Thanks for the support too, man.
I don't know.
A funny moment.
Funny moment. Well, okay, recently, so like I've been getting back into doing Miller flips. I had them 2 years ago. I didn't do a single one last year, and like I watched a buddy do one early this season, so I thought, okay, I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
So I had a friend film me like my first attempt this year, first attempt in a year, and it didn't quite work out. Like I kind of like bounced off my belly and sort of, rolled over pretty much.
Yeah.
I got into the next and subsequent tries, but yeah, that was pretty funny. Like my friend was like, it was like cracking up.
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys don't know, the Miller flip is kind of like, do you want to explain it? It's like a 360, but it's like a hand drag.
It's like a 360. It's like a half inverted like 360. So you drag your front hand as you go over like a roller or something pointy like that.
Yeah.
And you just like get the 360 around with a hand drag. So,
yeah, and you got to kind of get your feet back underneath you before the landing. So the first one, it's pretty understandable.
Yeah, that was
maybe belly flop
was pretty
it.
Hilarious.
Awesome, man. Cool. That was a good one. Good question.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, good question there. And Kaz says, just got my first board with magnet traction. Can't wait to try it in 2020. Nice, man. Natasha says, what board would you recommend for rails and boxes? What flex? Thank you. So I would say like a flex of like a softer flex board. So something like a 4. And the type of board, check out my wife Jill. She has the GNU Velvet, so take a look at that board. But a board that has the combination of rocker and camber. So camber is when the board kind of goes like this. I guess I could explain it better, but the center rises away from the snow and making everything keep in contact with the snow. And then rocker does the opposite, where it rises away from the snow, and that rocker can make things more forgiving for getting onto something like boxes and rails, so you're less likely to catch. So the camber rocker combination with a softer flex board, I think is really good for boxes and rails. Andrew says, this is your last live chat, just of the year and of the decade, Andrew. Yeah. So, Kimber's calling it out. Clickbait. It's not clickbait. This is for real. This is the last one, last one of the year. All right. Shout out to the 184 people watching, 88 likes. Awesome, guys. And great questions. All right. Roger wants to know, when are you going to do more progression videos with Chris? Soon, hopefully soon. Yeah, get it riding with Chris some more and get him onto some features and progression stuff. So yeah, hopefully soon. Yeah, Chris is super fun to make those kind of videos with.
Yeah. You did a bunch of those videos with him last year. I think he was doing great. Like, he did a method and like a bunch of stuff like on Black Park, I think. So,
last spring. Yeah, last spring,
right?
Last spring on Blackcomb. Yeah, me and Chris had a bunch of videos, and then the year before that, before he hurt his knee, we made like a ton of videos together. And yeah, we'll definitely get back out there. Snowboard Stu says, do balance boards help with strengthening core muscles? Thanks for all the vids. Great watching and helps get me through in a snow-shy UK. Definitely, yeah. I'm a big fan of the balance board type stuff. I recently made one out of like a 2-liter pop bottle, filled it with water, taped it shut, and then taped some shoes to a skateboard deck, and it was really fun. And yeah, you can definitely feel it in your core, like trying to balance on that. Have you ever used one of the snow trainers?
So I have the snowboard addiction one, and then just the other night I was hanging out with like I was hanging out with TJ and Andreas at their house.
Nice.
And I was having a go on the that plastic water bottle with the shoes taped on the skateboard.
Yeah.
And I have to say that one's a lot more challenging than the snowboard addiction board, because the bottle is constantly moving.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like a little bit more like what it's like to be actually trying to getting balanced on a rail. So,
Yeah.
yeah, like both of those, like whatever setup you have, like some of those, like as a surfer, I used to have like that indoor board, which is pretty much the same thing, like a roller with a wooden plank on it. So any of that sort of balance board thing definitely helps your legs and also your core and like your balance as a whole. So yeah, it's a great tool to use.
Yeah, it definitely helps. Yeah, the one that with the bottle that moves, it's like really challenging you to stay like centered on it.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like you activate most of those core muscles. All right, so I said John Yao from says, "Hey Kevin, watching from Atlanta. Very cool. Are you planning to make a tutorial video on how to film snowboard videos? I love your style and would like to be able to film in a similar way when I go with friends." Nice, man. Yeah, that'd be a fun video idea to just do like a tutorial on how to film snowboarding. Honestly, but just like quick advice is just to be doing it yourself. Like get out there with any camera that you have, film stuff that's fun to you, and then start to learn like a free editing program. That's like, I feel like the best way to just get into it is just to dive in, start doing it. Because there's nothing really that complicated about it. It's just about learning like 100 small things along the way. So just by doing it more and more, I feel like that's the best way. But yeah, really good. I'll have to, possibly do one of those videos this winter. All right. Great questions here. Alfred wants to know, should I buy the GoPro Hero 8 or Max for snowboarding? Tim, what do you think? Like when you watch snowboard videos, do you prefer the Hero 8 or the Max?
I have to say that I prefer the Hero 8. I mean, like the Max can do some pretty cool stuff, like with the whole 3D thing and all that, and it's getting better, like with, like making the stick, like that thing disappear.
Yeah.
But I feel like the stabilization on the 8 is great, and I'm just a fan of like the traditional sort of, like more linear sort of view. So
same.
I like the 8. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, like I think the Max is really cool as well, and I do like watching the Max videos like once in a while, but they don't give like the same. To me, it doesn't give that exact same perspective, like the feeling of being there, like the GoPro 8 does.
Yeah.
Like, because when you're watching the footage from a GoPro 8, it's almost like you're watching it. Where when you're watching from the Max, it kind of, because it's so like spherical and like distorted, it's like a special thing that's cool, but you don't want to watch it every day or for too long. It's kind of like a good thing to throw in once in a while.
Yeah, it's got an interesting perspective, but
yeah.
I would still fall back on like a regular.
Yeah, I would say definitely start with the 8 and then maybe like later on add in something like the Max to kind of get some like interesting shots. But the GoPro Hero 8, I feel like that's the best camera. It's the one I use every day. Definitely get some extra batteries for it. Like the cold drains the batteries pretty quickly. So get a few extra batteries, but yeah, the Hero 8 is the way to go. All right. Chuck Fan says, my favorite moments of the last year and a bit were all the times that David Jones punked TJ. LOL. That was good.
Oh, man. Yeah, those were super funny.
Yeah. The best one was when we were in Japan and TJ was doing his live chat, and you could see like in the back corner David Jones was on his computer creating like a little fake profile and then said something to TJ, and he was just sitting there waiting for TJ to say it. And then as soon as TJ said, "Oh, we got I forget, Jenna."
Is it Jenna Tolles?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
That was the one.
That was the one.
I just didn't want to say it. And then David puts his arms up in the background, like success. That was perfect. Yeah. All right. Junior says, any face mask recommendations that does not fog up goggles? What face mask do you wear?
So I've used a bunch. Like I've tried the Anon like magnet face mask thing when I was on Anon goggles.
Yeah.
Most recently I've used Blackstrap. I think Blackstrap works pretty well. Mm-hmm. I've also got the Air Blaster Ninja face, which is kind of like the same material as the Ninja suit.
Cool.
I feel like all of those, like if you keep your face covered up like the whole time, like especially if you're like hiking in powder or like just hiking the park, like it's gonna fog up like no matter what thing you use. So what I do is I pull it a little bit low, so I expose like just my nose.
Yeah.
and that helps just get the moisture out.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I feel like with most face masks, it's like the ones that are too heavy and the ones that restrict like some of your breathing, those are the ones that create that like fog in your goggles. So for me, like with a face mask, I try to go pretty light. So the one I have is the black strap, and it's I think this like their base, like their very basic model, and it's light, but it's warm enough that you feel comfortable. And then I don't actually cover my like mouth or nose with it, because once I do that, then that's when the steam can go up into your goggles. So just having it like around your cheeks, around your chin, protecting your neck. But it's when you start to cover up your face and nose, that's when everything starts to fog.
Definitely don't tuck it under your goggle. Like if you tuck your face mask under your goggle, it's just going to channel all that hot air into your into your goggle. And
So if you're getting fog too, maybe wear like your helmet. Make sure it's not too like there's not too many heavy, warm things up there. Danny Hinkle with a super chat says thoughts on GNU Rider's Choice. Is a 151 for 130 pounds. Yeah, that sounds like about your right size there. 151 centimeters tall, or sorry, 151 centimeter board for 130 pounds. Sounds right. And yeah, the Rider's Choice, really solid board. It's very similar to my board here, the Headspace. So I think it's a great choice, man. Yeah, go for it. And Kleber with some advice. Italy is even cheaper than France. Oh, very good. Yeah, Italy. I feel like France and Austria and Switzerland is probably the most expensive.
Yeah, I've been to Zermatt in Switzerland. It is pretty expensive.
It's expensive. Yeah. I could see that there was recently Zermatt in Switzerland was getting some really good snow.
Oh yeah, wow.
But like the trip there would be expensive.
Yeah, for sure. Like I remember having a meal on the mountain, like a rosti and a bratwurst was like €30 for lunch. I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
It's actually interesting though, because like dude mentioned Italy, and like Zermatt is connected to, there's an Italian side.
Oh, really?
Sardinia, yeah. So you could ride up the Swiss side and then ride down on the Italian side.
Oh, right. Yeah. So you got that, less expensive side of the mountain.
Yeah.
Cool. And Dirt Thomas wants to know, how can I find the right snowboard size? So definitely go by your weight. So just look at your weight. Also your shoe size. So if you have, I would say over 10 and a half and over snowboard boots, then you want to look at getting a wide board. But there should be a size chart that you can just look up online. Or if you're doing any shopping online, there should be like a size chart to go with any board. And yeah, just follow the chart, go by your weight, and you're good. Snow Channel says they bought a LibTech Orca and can't wait to try it. Awesome, man. Yeah, I hope you like it. Cody Kimber with another super chat from Australia says, is getting a custom footbed worth the 200 Australian dollars? Cody, kind of depends. Like if you have a lot of foot pain, it could be worth it to try that out. For me, honestly, recently with getting Vans boots, the Vans boots have been like just super comfortable the way the way they come. So I haven't been using my footbed in the last little while, but yeah, it's worth it if you think that you've tried on lots of different pairs of boots and nothing's working for you and you may need that custom footbed. What do you think, Tim?
I think like first you could try, like there's a bunch of companies that make like off the shelf sort of trim to fit custom footbeds that probably cost like $50 to $60.
Yeah.
So you could try those first. For the last couple of years, I've been using one from this Japanese company called Beanie. Recently, Shred Soles in the States, they sent me a bunch of like trim to fit insoles, and those have been working out great. So,
oh, nice.
You know, like they've got that extra, like the firm. I think the thing that helps most people with footbeds is that the firmer like arch support, so your foot doesn't splay out like in your boot and cause like foot pain. So you could try snowboard specific sort of trim to fit insoles. Those would be like less than half the price. And if those don't work, if you really need like custom footbeds, then like go for it. Because the worst thing is like uncomfortable like boots.
Boot pain, yeah. How have you recently switched from Vans to Adidas? How are the Adidas boots coming along?
They're breaking in pretty nicely. I think I've got like maybe 5 days on them. Like honestly, like Vans boots are like the perfect fit for my feet. Like I was pretty hesitant to stray from Vans boots, but
Yeah.
I got a good deal on a couple of pairs of Adidas boots, and I wanted to try them out. The heel hole on the Adidas boots is the thing that stands out for me.
Oh, wow.
It's an amazingly snug fit in the heel.
Nice.
You don't have to like do your boots up super tight. They
Nice.
just hold so well. Vans boots are, I find, like still a lot more comfortable. Like they're just a lot more softer and cushier on the inside.
Yeah.
But both fit well. I haven't had bad pain like with either boots, either types of boot. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hopefully they'll break in a little bit more and
Yeah. A few more days.
for a few more days. Yeah.
But yeah, I would say the biggest advice for boot pain too is like put your feet in boots in the store, have them in there, like leave them for like a half an hour. If you start to have any weird pain or like pressure points, then maybe try on a different pair. For me, it's like the Vans. Every time I put my feet in them, they're just like comfortable from the start.
Yeah.
I can ride them all day on the first day with like no pain. So try to find the most comfortable pair for you. I feel like that's the best way to go. But yeah, lots of great questions here. Lewis wants to know, how often should I wax if I ride once or twice a week on ice in Wisconsin? If you're at once or twice a week, maybe like once a month or once or twice a month. Like every 4 times you ride, I would say give it a wax.
Yeah, and I feel like you don't have to wax your board that often if it's like icy and firm.
Okay, really?
Like, I don't know, for me, like, but when like spring and summer slush comes around, like
Right, yeah.
every like 2-3 days I'm like waxing my board because it just doesn't move.
Yeah, depending on, that's a good point. It's like if you're not doing a ton of laps and the snow is like really good quality, then it's not going to be as rough on your board compared to like, those slushy, wet, and getting the dirt mixed in with the snow and everything. Zach with the super chat says, February tickets for Whistler booked. Love the vids. Awesome, Zach. Yeah, hope you have a great time here in Whistler, man. Yeah, I think February is a good time to come for sure.
Bring the snow.
Bring the snow, yeah. And Noah says, you coming through Oregon this year, Kevin? Probably. I usually spend at least a few days or a few trips a year in Oregon snowboarding. So yeah, I'll let you guys know when I'm coming through Oregon. And Dan K says, hey Kev, I'm from Ontario and planning a trip. Do you think Whistler is too busy and expensive? And or is there any other resorts around BC with great riding and better value? I think you're getting it, Dan. I feel like Whistler is like expensive and busy. It's like that's the double whammy. Whistler's tough because when Whistler is good, I think it's like maybe one of the best places in the world when it's good. The problem with like snowboarding in general is that everything is weather dependent. So with Whistler, you could come here and it could rain for like a week, to be honest, or it could snow for a week and have the best trip of your life. It's just really, really tough to plan for the weather. There are definitely some smaller places around BC that are cheaper, that are more affordable and less busy. If I were to recommend it to some of my friends, if some of my friends wanted to plan a trip and maybe meet up, I would probably go to a smaller place just because you spend less money, there's less risk of the weather being bad, and you don't need like a massive mountain, I think, every time you snowboard. Even in Whistler here, you don't snowboard like the top to bottom every run. We're just kind of snowboarding areas. So
It also depends on how long a trip you have. If you're, for example, if you don't have that long and you're say flying into Vancouver, there are a bunch of local mountains, like a short drive away from downtown Vancouver, like Grouse and Seymour stand out. They're small, but they have a great park setup on both Grouse and Seymour. Some decent side country, some side hits. They're open till like 10 p.m. at night, I think, so you get some night riding in. So there's definitely options depending on like your budget and how much time you have and what kind of terrain you like riding.
I think if budget's on your mind, check out some of those other resorts around, even towards the interior of BC, like some places where you could fly even into Calgary, to Calgary, drive into the Rocky Mountains and hit up some smaller spots. I feel like the budget, Whistler's the spot if you've got money to risk of maybe missing out on a trip, but still like you're like, oh, no big deal because I've just got tons of money. But I would recommend to my friends just maybe check out some of the smaller resorts for sure. But yeah, you might win the gamble when coming to Whistler too. So it's just tough. And Raymond says powder or park. This is a good one.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
What do you think, Tim?
A couple of years ago, when I first started riding, I would have said powder for sure. But I'm like a full-on park rat now.
Nice.
Like this last powder day we had last week, powder week we had in Whistler. Like I was just lapping the park all day. Yeah, it'll be park. It's park for me for sure. For as long as my body lets me hit the jumps and like take the beating, learning new tricks. Like I just love like learning something new, like challenging myself and trying to get better, trying to be as good as I can be.
Yeah. Awesome.
While I still can. So for now, yeah, powder is super fun though. Like it's But for now, it's park. Yeah.
Awesome.
What about you?
Yeah, it's
a tough one. Right?
It's tough. Like I had some amazing park days in New Zealand and like last spring here in Whistler.
Yeah.
So park is super fun, but I would probably like a perfect POW day. I would still go for POW, even though park is super fun. I'm still leaning towards powder. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially like if any of you guys have been to Japan, once you get a taste of that Japanese powder, like man.
Yeah.
That's so good. Yeah.
There's like moments in powder riding where it's like I don't know, when you're just like, you feel like you're riding on a cloud and you got the snow spraying and I don't know, the feeling is insane.
Yep. It is.
But park riding you can have those same feelings when you like land a trick or you get something clean. That's really fun as well. So
that's the great thing about snowboarding though. Like it's something for everyone, like.
Totally.
Yeah. Park, POW, carving up groomers.
El Stacker wants to know, did you stack the wood that you put in the fireplace? Totally, man. Yeah, I stacked all that wood and then I turned on the TV to the fireplace channel and there's that fire is burning in another part of the property and I've just got a video camera on it streaming it to my TV. So
was that actually here?
No. That's just the fireplace channel that came with with the TV. But yeah, El Stacker, he stacks wood down in I think he's in Boise, Idaho.
Oh, okay. So that's like the origin of his like.
Yeah, that's the origin. That's the origin story.
Oh, that's cool.
Dan K. Hey Kev, I'm from Ontario. Planning a trip. Already got to this question. Thanks, Dan. All right. Shout out to Mambo King. Jean says hi Kevin. Hi, I'm from France and I love your videos. Are you planning to do some videos with Nev Lapwood from Snowboard Addiction? No plans, but yeah, it'd be fun to link up with Nev at some point and do some videos for sure. So I'm always down. Maybe I'll see him on the mountain this year and we can collaborate on something.
Yeah, he's usually out there lapping, like especially in the springtime.
Oh yeah, sick. Yeah, so, I haven't seen Nev on the mountain in like years.
You haven't seen him on the mountain for years? Okay.
Yeah, like maybe in over 10 years. Yeah, but like I'm sure he's up there. We just don't cross paths. Yeah.
Like I did a video with him last year. Like I was
sick.
Like a back 3 video. I think.
Yeah.
This last week he was I think he's off sledding somewhere. I saw on his Instagram. He's
cool.
Getting the sled out and.
Nice. Yeah.
Getting some POW.
Yeah. Shout out to the crew at Snowboard Addiction over there. All right, tons of great questions, guys. Omar wants to know, coming down to Mammoth anytime soon? Possibly. I think like after the Christmas holidays are over, we're gonna maybe sneak in a trip before Japan. So maybe in the next couple weeks, get out to somewhere wherever they're getting snow. So if Mammoth is looking good, possibly a trip down there. And Joe Kurla wants to know, can I learn how to snowboard in one day? Definitely possible, for sure. I think if you have a background in other board sports, especially like if you've grown up skateboarding or surfing or wakeboarding, those all like really help to make your first day of snowboarding just like so much easier. Dan Hinkle with the super chat, $1. Thanks, man, for the support. All right. Tons of great questions. Cody Kimber with a super chat from Australia. I have the GoPro Hero 7 Black, and as soon as I took it up to the mountain, the battery just died.
Oh no.
Do you have a dud, or is there something else I need to do? Yeah, Cody, I think like definitely first thing you can do is like try to keep the GoPro and the battery in like a warm pocket, because the cold will definitely like mess up the battery. But if you can, get a couple extra batteries. So maybe travel up the mountain with like 3 or 4 batteries and keep the extras in a warm pocket. But that's all you can do. You can also bring, sometimes I'll even bring like a power bank up the mountain with the GoPro charger and have a couple of batteries charging while I'm using the other batteries in the GoPro. So yeah, the really cold temperatures definitely they just drain all kinds of batteries, even like the battery on your phone or anything else. So keep it in a warm pocket and have some extras.
One other thing, Cody, you can try, and I tried this like last week. I've got a bunch of spare batteries, but I found that when I leave the battery in my GoPro, like before I use it, and I turn it on, like the level drops from like 100 to like 3% or something like immediately. So what I've done in the last week is just I don't put my battery in the GoPro until I'm ready to start filming. I don't know, it might or might not work for you. It's worked for me. Like that way I put it in only when I start filming, and then it starts, it doesn't like drain immediately.
Oh, nice. Yeah, good tip.
Might work. Yeah.
Norman wants to know, when did you start snowboarding? Tim, when did you start snowboarding? I
started snowboarding 5 years ago. So
nice.
2014.
Oh, sick,
yeah, I started
dude.
riding in 2014, and then I started riding park in 2017, 2018. So
awesome.
Yeah,
you've come a long way. Yeah, you're killing it, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Awesome. Yeah, I started snowboarding when I was like 15, I think, and I was like just started doing school trips. So it was like every Tuesday night was like ski and snowboard night. So we'd get in the bus and go with the school, and yeah, that's how I got into it. And then when I was 19, that's when I became an instructor. And then I think I was like 20 when I moved out to Whistler. So yeah, then you just get hooked.
Oh yeah. You do one season, you tell yourself it's going to be one season, and then that leads into another and another and another.
Yeah. Marcus with the super chat. How do you train in the off season? How did you build the confidence to start doing park tricks? Which beginner park board do you recommend? Awesome, good questions, Marcus. Off season for park, I would definitely try to get on a skateboard. Start skateboarding. I think that's really good off-season training for the park.
Trampoline parks too.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like get one of those like Snowboard Addiction or Bounce or whatever boards. That mimic, like it's like a short snowboard with bindings. That really helped me. Like like it's so great to like just get in the trampoline park and just work on the aerial awareness, work on your spins, work on your grabs. It's fairly low consequence. Like you can just dial in that muscle memory. So.
Definitely.
It's a huge thing for me in the off season.
Yeah, skateboarding, trampoline park with the trampoline board. Building confidence, I think, comes from just like working on your turns, trying stuff outside the park. So like side hits, learning to ride with some speed. Do you have anything like outside the park that comes to your mind for that helps inside?
Yeah, like side hits is a big one. Like before you try out any spin on a jump, like start with a small side hit, dial in on a side hit, and then try on a small jump, then a bigger jump. For me, like it just comes down to doing something over and over and over and over again. Like it's gonna scare you the first time. But you tried the first time, and then you realize, hey, it's not that bad, and you do it a couple more times, and you realize that you just get until it feels natural, like it feels like like anything else with your riding.
And then also learn to ride switch as well. Switch is huge. And then beginner park board to recommend, check out something like the GNU Finest. It's a pretty nice forgiving I think intro to park board, or something like the Capita what's that Capita board that's like a real horoscope. Something like those boards, inexpensive, basic, and with some like rocker towards the tips to make it forgiving.
Capita Outer Space Living is another good one.
Nice.
It's like a softer version of the DOA, but
sweet.
With a similar profile.
Oh, nice.
It's a good one too.
Talisa wants to know which mountain is better for snowboarders, Blackcomb or Whistler. I encounter a lot of moguls on Whistler, but maybe I was in a bad trail. I think Blackcomb is definitely like the snowboarder's mountain. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely the snowboarder's mountain for sure. Yeah,
check out Blackcomb. It has like a more like consistent pitch, where Whistler I find is like it has some good pitches, but then also a lot of flat areas, which is not ideal for us boarders. All right, let's see what else is going on down here. Wow, tons of questions, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness, really trying to catch up. Holy. All right. Vaping with Sean says favorite boots. My favorite boots have been probably my last pair, the Vans Sequels or the Vans Infuse. They're both, honestly, Vans in general is my favorite boots.
Vans High Standard is my favorite.
That's your favorite? Okay, cool. Oh man, sorry guys, we have to like do more questions. Chuck Van with $10 Australian live stream says, live streams have been huge for me. They have connected me with an awesome community. Just as stoked on snowboarding as I am. I got to meet up with and ride with bad riders this year and made many new friends. Awesome, Chuck. That's so cool to hear, man. That's amazing. I feel like the same for me. Like through this live chat, we got to meet up with Adam, with other people like over in Europe, like Engen and the crew, and the guys from England. So the live chat's definitely it's brought a lot of people together. So that's amazing. So let's keep it rolling. Let's bring in more people, and Chuck, it'd be awesome to ride with you next time in Australia, man, too. So that's great to hear. Have you connected with some friends over the last year through snowboarding?
Yeah, like snowboarding in general, like it really brings people together. I mean, like I've only been back in Canada for a year and a half, and already like I've made so many friends here. Like I have people to ride with every day, people to hang out with on and off the hill. Like like it's just great. Like when you love the same thing and everyone's stoked on doing the same thing, and you just encourage each other and you meet like friends and a crew. It's just it's amazing. Snowboarding is great.
It's really cool. Oh my gosh, look at all these questions. Sorry guys, we can't get to more questions here. All right, so Matthew Joseph Estrada. Hey Kevin, first time to Whistler, Blackcomb. Got very icy and hard later in the day. Is that common? Honestly, in Whistler, nothing is too common because we get so many different conditions all at once. But I would say when it starts to get icy like that, it's a good time to start to take it easy and maybe even download or something. And especially at the moment, over Christmas, Whistler Blackcomb can get pretty crazy. But Whistler's, the conditions are all over the place. I don't know what to tell you. It's like, especially on what part of the mountain you're on. If you're at the top of the mountain and you start riding to the bottom, you can encounter some really, it almost goes from like good snow at the top to like grabby snow in the middle. And then to like sticky snow at the bottom. So you kind of get all kinds of different conditions here in Whistler. Let's do a beanie giveaway. So for like the holidays and everything, we'll give away a black or a white beanie, whatever you guys prefer. But all you got to do to win a beanie is just leave a comment, and I'll randomly swipe, and then Tim will tell me to stop. And then whoever lands on the beanie, I'll ship you guys out a free Snowboard Pro Camp beanie. And if you guys want to check out the beanies, there's a link in the description to the SPC beanies as well. Awesome way to support the channel. But it's fun to give away beanies to you guys as well. And if somebody like comments that already won a beanie recently, I might pick somebody different just to give everyone a chance to win a beanie. I'll give you guys a second to get in your comments, and then we'll do the beanie giveaway. All right, I can see people commenting here. Okay, good thing. We'll do one question, and then we'll give away a Snowboard Pro Camp beanie, black or white one. Oh yeah, and then the way to get your beanie is to send me a DM on Instagram. All right, let's get one more question. Jay Rec says, any plans for Mount Hood or Mount Bachelor this season? Both in Oregon. No plans, but I really love both those places. Are amazing. Mount Hood for the summertime and spring park riding is really fun. And Mount Bachelor is really awesome for trees and powder and the whole vibe of the town. The Bend, Oregon is such a cool town. So I love both those places. No plans, but they're just like a quick 10-hour drive from here. So it would be fun to do a road trip down to Oregon and snowboard a few of those places. Have you been? You haven't been to Oregon
No,
snowboarding
yeah,
yet?
we should definitely do like a West Coast like road trip this year. Maybe Oregon.
Yeah.
Or some places in California. We've got
Definitely.
passes for some of the mountains.
Yep.
Maybe Mammoth, maybe Bear.
Some of the icon places.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be really fun to get down to Bear on the Icon Pass.
Yeah.
And get down to some of the places in Washington too. Yeah.
I did a couple of days at Stevens Pass last year in Washington. That's on the Epic.
Nice.
Stevens Pass was great. Like they had like a 5 jump line.
Really?
It was like a 5 line, like a line of 5 jumps, like medium jumps, which was, I was surprised. Yeah, it's not a huge hill, but it was pretty great.
Nice. And shout out to Matthew Joseph Estrada for the super chat as well. Just says thanks for the info. Yeah, no worries, man. Thanks for tuning in. And let's get to the beanie giveaway. Randomly just pick one. So I'm gonna be swiping, Tim, and then you just tell me to stop, and then I'll stop on a name,
All right.
and that'll be the winner.
Stop.
So Constantine Knapp, you're the winner, dude. So, and he wants a black beanie. All right, sweet, man. So Constantine Nape with a K. Just send me a DM on Instagram and I'll get your details. Send me your full address. So full real name, full real address, and I will ship you out a black beanie. Awesome, man. Thanks for the comment. Cool. Sweet, guys. Awesome. Tim, thanks for joining on the live chat,
no
dude.
problem,
Yeah.
that was fun. Yeah.
First live chat with Tim.
Yeah.
If you guys want, Tim, what's your Instagram if anybody wants to follow your adventures here in Whistler?
It's TII 5 M's. TIIMMMMM.
Nice. TII quintuple M.
Yep.
Nice.
5 M's. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And big shout out. I hope you guys are having a great Christmas out there. Great holiday season and a happy new year. And stay tuned because on the channel, I'm going to get the top 10 moments of 2019 up. And that's going to be pretty cool. Oh, we got Donald Trump on the live chat as well. That's a first. Cool. But stay tuned for that video because I'm really stoked to go over the last year of snowboard videos. We got some crazy videos we did in Chile. If you guys haven't seen those Chile videos, go check them out. Some videos from Japan that we did that looking back over the year, I can't believe all the crazy places we've been to. Japan and also Revelstoke here in BC, some crazy days, and also in Wyoming, Jackson Hole and Grand Targhee in Wyoming, there was some pretty wild times as well. So, but I think Chile has 3 moments in the top 10 moments of 2019. So big shout out to Chile. The snowboarding there is amazing. The snowboarders there are super cool. Chilean people are super friendly. But let's El Stacker is putting up your Instagram there.
Thanks, El Stacker.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
But guys, we'll talk to you guys again in next year in 2020. Sorry about the clickbait with the title, but this is the last live chat of the decade, last live chat of the year. And hope you guys have fun out there snowboarding. Be safe. Tim, hopefully be riding up with you soon, man.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys all. See you guys all soon.
Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, guys. Later.